It's a lesson on the past tenses in Spanish. We're describing activities in the past, actividades pasadas. We will try to answer questions such as ¿Qué tú hiciste ayer? O anoche, what did you do yesterday or last night? Now, there are two different past tenses in Spanish, the preterite and the imperfect. Past tense in general is equivalent to sentences in English like I went, I used to go, he was going, we lived, he ate, things in the past. Now, there is a subtle difference between the preterite past tense and the imperfect past tense in Spanish. The preterite is like a point in time event in the past. Some people call it pointiller event. It's a point in time, it's begun, it's finished. Some of them are seconds like events, like she was born. Sentences like the following: I fell, she saw it, we lived there for 10 years, I ate 3 burgers yesterday, one day the wolf came. All of them should be in the preterite. There are actions that happened there, that started and they finished in the past. Even the sentence we lived there for 10 years, even though it's a long period of time, it's already enclosed in that period of 10 years. And you already said so you indicated the beginning and the end of that. You're focusing the eyes of the person hearing your sentence uh, to the beginning and the end of that event. Whereas the imperfect tense is more a habit in the past, is progression, is continuous past, is unfinished. You're not focusing on the whole of the event like in the preterite. You're focusing on at least part of it. Um, this time with the imperfect tense. So a sentence like we used to be, like the verb to be should be in the imperfect because it's a habit of being in the past. They were coming. We're not focusing on the whole beginning and ending of the coming. We're just focusing on part of that, the progress of that. Little Riding Hood lived in the forest. We're not enclosing that living in a number of years. We're just saying she lived. We're focusing on her living. We don't care about the beginning or the ending of that. She was beautiful. It's a description of some characteristic of that person. So it's not an event, it's not a finished event. We cannot use the preterite. It should be the imperfect. So the verbs underlined in the first section should have preterite endings, whereas the verbs underlined in the second section should be in the preterite, in the imperfect ending. Sorry. I hope you can see why the distinction. These are the endings for the preterite. You can memorize that like haste, o, amos, aron. This is for AR verbs. We'll see the ER verbs in a second. But haste, o, amos, aron again they correspond to different subjects, grammatical subjects. For example, if the subject is I, first person, then the end is accented E. But if it's she or it should be O, accented O. So, yo is tú is haste, ella, él, usted is O, nosotros is amos, and the rest is Aaron. Like if I want to say I spoke, remember the verb to speak is hablar. Again, you drop the AR ending and you end up with the root abu. And because it's preterite, then you add the ending e. You end up with hablé. You can say yo hablé, or you can say simply hablé. Yo is embedded, implied by e. Tú jugaste, you played. She danced, bailó. We studied, estudiamos. And they sang, or you guys sang, cantaron. For example, the verb cantar, again, now in the preterite conjugations, is canté, cantaste, cantó, cantamos, cantaron. Other examples, but now for the ER and IR endings. So it's a little bit different, similar. It's I, iste, yo, imos, ieron. I,
iste, yo, imos, ieron. For yo is I, for tú is iste, for she or he is yo, for nosotros imos, for everybody else is ieron. For example, I learned Spanish is I, so it should be the first ending I, so it should be aprendí. Español is an ER verb. For the second one is he, so it should be the third one in the list up there. Yo, so bebió agua. The third one is they, the two girls wrote, so we need to refer to the last ending ieron for they, escribieron. Then asistimos, and you, we attended, and you. And finally, leíste el libro antes de la clase, you, informally, you, my friend, you read the book before class. Now the imperfect, the continuous type of past, the habitual type of past, the unfinished type of past. We have two types of endings, the aba endings for AR verbs and the ia endings for everybody else. So yo is aba, tú abas, él, ella, usted aba, nosotros abamos, ellas, ustedes aban. For IR verbs is ia all the time. So ia, ias, ia, iamos, ian, accented I. Be careful. So we have examples at the bottom of the screen. We have hablab to speak again. So hablaba, aba is imperfect ending, so something like used to. So that could be translated as I used to speak, or I was speaking, or she was speaking. Estudiabas, the second example, is you, my friend. You studied, meaning you used to study or you were studying. It's not a particular that you studied for 1 hour and it's over. It's you studied, you were in the process of studying. You used to do that, you had the habit to do that, or you were doing it. And finally, comíamos can be translated as we ate, but again, because it's ia endings, it's imperfect, so it's we ate in the sense of we used to eat or we were eating or something like that.